Hey everyone. So today we are going to understand that what is model context protocol, everything you need to know in this simple video. So in if you are active in AI space, you must have listened about this model context protocol, and in past few weeks I have invested a lot of my time in order to understand that what actually is model context protocol. I have searched various articles, various YouTube videos, but some people have made this much more complex than actually it is. So in this video I am going to tell you that what actually it is and how it actually changed our lives. So first of all, let us go through the flow of the video. So in this video, we are going to understand that what is MCP, importance of MCP and how it affects us. So this is developed by Anthropic. As we all know, Anthropic has published this paper in they have published this announcement last year in which they have told that how they are going to develop a model context protocol in order to connect our LLMs through to various tools through MCP, and that have made very simple. So they have generated this documentation and you can all read that. I will link this in the description. So first of all, let us understand that what actually it means. So model context protocol is made up of three words, that is model, context and protocol. If we understand them individually, model means LLMs, the ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, etc. All the models that are present for us, and the context refers to the context behind the request. So what are we talking about? What request are we asking the ChatGPT or the LLMs about? So that is all the context, and protocol refers to the set of rules that is are required for the standardization. So MCP or the model context protocol refers to the set of rules through which we can provide huge and lengthier context to LLMs for better functioning and query resolution. So actually let us all understand that how it actually changes. If we go to the problem statement, that what problem actually it solves. So let us understand that before MCP what was happening and after MCP what is happening. So let's take before MCP case. Example is N8N as the MCP client, and MCP clients can be N8N, Cursor, Claude Desktop or Windsurf. So previously we are doing that. We have some various tools, for example GitHub tools, Superbase tools. In tools I refer to the create tool, read tool, update tool, delete records tool and create table tool. Similarly in GitHub there can be many tools, for example commit, comment, delete, branch. And in Gmail we have some other tools such as compose, delete, read, label, send draft, etc. So previously in order to connect all these tools to our LLM, we were required to expose their API and connect to our client, to our Claude Desktop or to our Cursor or Windsurf through external APIs. We need to expose the APIs and we need to connect this to our LLM. So what problems actually this is bringing? It first is developer nightmare. Connecting these tools to other MCP clients such as Cursor would be challenging because of the difference in architecture parameters of both the apps. So for example, if you can see, I have given an example of N8N that, for example, if I'm making a service and I am making a tool and I want to connect that to N8N. So previously what happens is I first do the coding part of the tool and then do the connection part with the N8N. Okay. But now I would like to connect the same tool to Cursor. So there might be differences in the parameters and the architecture. So for the same tool, I would require to write the whole code once again. So this brings to a developer nightmare that developers are not able to connect a lot of tools to various other clients such as Cursor, N8N, Windsurf, etc. So hence leading to code duplication and difficulty in maintenance. And second case is no code developer nightmare would be connecting various tools to the workflow, making the system more complex. So if you assume that you are a no code developer on N8N, for Gmail tool only, you would require to connect a lot of tools. For example, there would be a compose node, there would be a delete node, there would be a read node, there would be a label, etc. So this will make your system more complex and this will lead to more chances of errors. So let us understand that what happened after the MCP arrival. So here is the MCP client 1. For example, let us take it as N8N, and here's the MCP client 2. Let us take it as Cursor. So when MCP came, we are now exposing our tools through MCP servers, and then we are passing these MCP servers to our clients. So client 1 should access the tools through MCP server 1 for the GitHub tools, MCP server 2 for the Superbase tools, and for the Gmail tools they should need to access through MCP server 3. And similarly for the client 2, they should also access the GitHub tools, Superbase tools, and Gmail tools through separate MCPs. Sorry, it is going through this, but it should go through these servers. So what are the solutions? What are the things that it brought? So first of all, developer nightmare is solved. Developer can create a single MCP server that consists all the tools and functions, and that tool can be used with various MCP clients such as Cursor, Windsurf, N8N. Hence, code duplication and maintenance issue is solved. Secondly, no code developer nightmare is also solved. Instead of connecting various tools, we just need to connect single MCP server for each application, and that server can serve all the functions through a single node. So for example, if I need all the tools in the Gmail that are present, I can create an MCP server for the Gmail tool, and I can get all the functions that are in the Gmail. So hence making the flow more simple and convenient. So let us deepen our understanding with another example. So let us assume that here is the user, and here is the LLM, and here is the tool connected to the LLM, and here is the prompt that we have entered in the LLM as a system message. So let us understand that what is the prompt. User will provide the city name, date, and format, and you need to provide the weather of that place. Send the data in JSON required by the tool. So we have entered this prompt in the LLM, and here is our user prompt. So get me today's weather of LA. If we go to the weather tool, this would require data in certain format. Example, it would require location, date, and format. The problems that are coming is if the context is huge, LLM can hallucinate. So if we know that LLMs works on tokens, on input and output tokens, if we provide a lot of input tokens, LLMs might hallucinate. And second is wrong format data can be passed to the tool. So there might be some errors that tool would output that the wrong format data is being input to the tool. Also, the user can also send the data in wrong format, and there can be scope of errors in various steps. So if you see this structure, this entire architecture is not error proof. So that's why it becomes very difficult for us in order to connect a lot of tools to various LLMs. So what happened with MCP now is, so here is the LLM, here is the MCP layer, here is the tool, and here is the user. So now we not need to require to send the prompt to the LLM, and now here is the user prompt, get me today's weather of LA. Now MCP layer is smart enough in order to send the correct input and give out the correct output. So it structures the prompt according to the requirement of the tool, structure the prompt output correctly for the user, and more predictable and systemized answers for requests, hence no hallucination and no random answers. So here the tool gives the output in correct format, and which passes through the MCP layer. This structurizes the output and then gives that to the user. Also, user might give the details in incorrect or not correct format. So MCP layer is responsible for structurizing that to correct input and then give that to the tool. So if we also can refer, we can also refer through the ModoContextProtocol.io. So here all the documentation is written about the MCP. So if we see, they have written also that MCP is an open protocol that standardizes how applications are connected, provide context to the LLMs. They have told that think MCP is like a USB-C port for AI application. Just a USB-C provides a standardized way to connect your devices to various peripherals and accessories. MCP provides a standardized way to connect AI models to different data sources and tools. So it's just a protocol, it's just a set of rules that we are required in order to connect our tools to various LLMs. If we go to this tweet made by the Matt, he have explained MCP concept in very easy way. So here let us understand that these are the MCP clients, that is Cursor, Windsurf, or some other desktop app, and here are the different tools that we have that we want to connect to the LLM. So here is the GitHub tool, Git, Slack tool, and local file system. We need to connect with the MCP client through unique APIs. So for each tool, we were required to write a unique API, and since the architecture of Cursor and N8N might be very different, so we need to write unique API for each client. So that would be very difficult in order to make the system more portable and maintainable. So what happens now is, so Cursor can be connected through a unified API to an MCP model context protocol, and then model context protocol can be provided tools with the unique API. So we need to connect unique API to the model context protocol. Then model context protocol serve the APIs as unified API to the client. So now let us understand that what are the features in the MCP that are very important for us in order to know. So first is the resources, the prompts, and the tools. So these are the main. Actually, there is another known as sampling, but we generally don't use that more often. So resources can be databases, Gmail account, documentation, GitHub, etc. So if you see, so these are the resources that we are going to provide, and inside resources we can have many functions which are also known as the tools. So for example, in a Gmail resource we can have a compose tool, a delete tool, a read tool, label tool, send tool, and draft tool. And prompts can be templates to enhance user prompts. So user can provide a vague prompt, but it is now up to MCP that it will collect the prompt from the user, and it will provide a better structured prompt to the LLM for the standardized answer. So for example, there is a user prompt, make a new branch with name test branch. So template would be make a new branch from the master branch with the name test branch. So if you see, that has detailed the prompt, and when this prompt is provided to the LLM, this will fetch a better result. And tools could be the functions that will access the resources in order to serve the query made by the user. So for example, in a GitHub tool we have the create branch, make a commit, and comment. Caution that I would like to give you: MCPs are not revolutionary. For MCP, we were able to connect the tools to our LLMs through unique APIs, but now after the MCP, we can connect our tools with the MCP servers, and then we can provide a unified API of the MCP server to our LLMs, which can access various variety of tools and various functions at ease. So these are not revolutionary, they are just the standards used when connecting tools to the LLMs. Without them, we are fine, but with them, developers can scale quickly. So just take them as a protocols or rules. So now let us understand MCPs in action. First of all, we would understand that how can we use MCP through Claude Desktop, and secondly is how to use MCP in N8N. First, go to the Claude Desktop app and then download the Claude Desktop in your machine. So you can do through Mac OS and Windows and the Windows ARM64. So once you have downloaded the Claude Desktop app, then all you need to do is go to the Claude and then the settings. In the developer, you can edit the config of the Claude Desktop app, and then you can open this with any cursor.app or the VS Code or any other coding platform app that you would like to do. So for example, I would open this with the Cursor app. So these are all the MCP servers that I have connected to my Claude Desktop app, and now I will show you how can you also connect these servers to your desktop app. So first of all, you can go to this repo, this model context repo. I will provide this link in the description, and here a lot of MCP servers are already made. So we can access a lot of servers from this. In this example, we can connect the MCP server of Airbnb, since this doesn't require any special connection to the API. So for the Airbnb, click on the Airbnb MCP server, and in that you can go to the readme file, and for the setup you can go to this MCP server Airbnb command and argumentations. You have a clean config, then I would require to select all this and then paste that to your config. But in order to connect more applications, you can just copy this, for example this one, and then you can paste that here. So once you have done this, we would require to close the Claude Desktop app, and after closing, then we can open that. Yeah, if we go to here, we can see a lot of MCP tools are here for our convenience. So for example, I can use the Airbnb MCP server in order to serve a request of mine. Since we know that Claude cannot be connected to the internet, hence this will be using an MCP server of Airbnb. For example, here is my request: find Airbnb in LA for 4 adults. Yeah, here is my request. So this should access the MCP server of Airbnb and serve my request. So actually, if you see that Airbnb search from the Airbnb MCP server, this is doing that only. If you see, this is now asking me in order to allow the to use Airbnb MCP server. So I would allow for this chart. And then this will provide me the Airbnb options for 4 adults. So here are all the listings. So if we know that since Claude Desktop cannot access the internet, so these are all the results that are served from the Airbnb MCP server. So we can go to each listing of this type, and then we can see that these are the Airbnb in the LA. So this was all about creating an MCP server and connecting that to a Claude Desktop app. So in order to connect MCP server to our N8N, we would require to host N8N on our local machine or either on our cloud service in order to connect the MCP client that is a community node and not on their server. So first of all, in order to do that, go to the N8N and then search. I will provide this link in the description, in the YouTube description, and then you can install the N8N through this command. Just copy this command, open the terminal in your machine. For example, here is my terminal. Just enter this command. I will not run this command because I have already installed the N8N in my local machine. So once installing this, all you need to do is go to this repo. I will also provide this link in the description. So in this repo, you just need to go down, and then you just need to copy this. We will be using MCP as a tool, MCP client as a tool. So we are required to run this command. Yeah. So if we run this command, export N8N, and then just copy this and then paste. So let's wait. So it actually run on this localhost 5678. So if we copy this URL and then paste this, we would be able to see that we have N8N as a dev version. And for the first time, you would require to log in into the N8N instance. So once you have done that, then you can access the MCP client as the tool. So for this, you would require to go in this settings and then go to the community nodes, and then you can see the N8N nodes MCP. But for the first time, you would not see this. So in order to install that, you need to click on the install button and then go up in this repo. Just copy this and then paste that. Just remove the npmi and I understand, and then install. Here after this, our MCP server node would be available in our N8N. So for example, if I show, I can create a workflow. I can do a chat trigger. After that, I can connect to an AI agent, and to the AI agent, I will first provide the chat model to OpenAI as I do. So here is the OpenAI account that I have created. I have created a new credential. So all the credential connection process is similar to the N8N that we have access through the website. So in the memory, I would provide a simple memory, and let me put the context window to 10. So it have a longer context to this. And for the MCP clients, for the tools, I would connect to the MCP client tool. So here is the node. And for setting up the MCP client of each tool differently, we can do that. So I have created two accounts, but I will also create a new credential for this. So first of all, in order to connect MCP server, we need to put in these three parameters. So first is the command, then is the arguments, and then is the environments. So if we go here in the Airbnb one, if we want to connect our Airbnb MCP server, we need to copy this command and then need to paste that here. In order to connect the arguments, we need to copy this and then paste here in the arguments. Just delete them and keep the space in between. Okay. And then you can save. We need not to write anything in the environments. Yeah. So credential is successfully created. So here is the MCP client. Just name that as the Airbnb MCP server. So here is the Airbnb MCP server, and in this MCP, so we can do a wide variety of operations. One is the list tool and second is the execute tool. So these are the most widely used operations. So we are going to do that only. And in another tool, we can create an MCP client, and then we can use the execute tool. So for the tool name, we need to provide an expression from AI. And then the tool selected. Okay. For the tool name and for the parameters, we would give the chance to the AI in order to populate that independently. So we can write this, and after that, here we are able to connect the Airbnb MCP server for the list tools and for the execute tools also. So if we double check, yeah, this is the Airbnb tool. So for example, if I save this and if I open the chart and if I do the same query as I did in the MCP for the Claude Desktop, find Airbnb for 4 adults. If I do that, this should run. We can see the logs here. So it is going to Airbnb search. So it gave the output. It seems I cannot directly access the Airbnb listings due to restrictions. So this might be happened because Airbnb servers or the MCP or the other MCP servers are continuously being updated and being maintained because these are very new. So there might be some developer that would be doing the changes, but here they have give us the output as we can go to the Airbnb listings in the Los Angeles through this link. So if we go here, we would be able to see all the listings of the Airbnb in the LA region. So here is how you can connect your MCP servers to N8N as well as the Claude Desktop. If we go further, so now we are going to understand that is MCP good for me? MCP servers will give the users a new way to do things. For example, booking Airbnb can be done easily through Claude Desktop MCP clients from their MCP servers, hence removing the hassle in order to search and book through the web. So for example, if you see the current journey of the user in today's time, for booking an Airbnb, we first would require either to search on the web or the mobile platform and then do the list bookings on that. But after the advent of the MCP servers, we soon will be in the future will be able to do all the bookings just through our LLM clients. For example, Claude Desktop or ChatGPT or N8N, through all these automations. And secondly is, hence if you own a tech company, building MCP server will give you an extra edge which will expose all your services to MCP clients. So for example, if you understand that you are creating an automation agency and you own and some other one is owning a tech company, if that person provide an MCP server, a lot of developers can connect those MCP servers to their services, and hence for the tech company that would be great, because that would create more opportunities, more leads, more public, more visitors for that service. If you are a non-tech person, MCP servers will give you the power to eliminate various middle services for your workflow, as well as give you the reliable data. For example, assume Instagram makes the MCP server with which you will not be dependent on API scrappers, and hence you will get more reliable data without paying to the API services. So in current time, if you see, sometimes API scrapers give us the wrong output, or they are not able to scrape the data. But in future, if Instagram tries to create an MCP server and then provide that MCP server to our clients, for example N8N and Cursor, we would get the more reliable data from the company directly. This also gives a clear advantage in front of clients, since AI space is still new, and if you have more context over what is trending in this market, this will give you the credibility. Hence, MCP server, knowing about the MCP server and how it actually works and what is the architecture behind that, this is very important in order to give the extra edge in front of client, because AI space is very new. So that's all about the MCP server I would like to share. If you genuinely found value in this video, I would like to request you to like the video, to subscribe the channel, and to follow me in order to get more updates related to the AI space. So thank you.